Hi, this is a video on my attempt to RAID 0 my startup drive on my Hackintosh. I currently have a 64 gig SanDisk as my startup drive, and it's a bit too small. I'm always trying to get rid of some data or get some stuff off there so I can install something else. So it's more of a juggling act. So I have two 250 Samsung, I guess they're 840 EVOs, so that should give me, once they're rated 0 together, a 500 gigabyte startup disk. I'm going to be following the TonyMaxX86.com instructions. There's the moderator, Neil Hart, has an instruction guide to how to do it. So I'm just basically following that. I've sort of read through the first part and got myself all prepared. First thing is to download the Chimera package in the downloads. The latest one is 4.1. He has 2.2, but we'll see how this works. And also the Pacifist, which is a package. It looks inside of packages. There's other ones available, but this one seems good. So what I've done first of all here, let's get Pacifist running, because it takes a few seconds since it is sort of shareware or freeware. Let's see. I'll show you what I did just to get things ready to go here. Basically, bring Chimera, unzip the Chimera file and bring it to your desktop. And then using Pacifist, open the package, go to your desktop, select Chimera, click open, go under contents, user, standalone, and this one here, you're going to just extract to your desktop, which I have done already. It's sitting there. So I'll just cancel that. And once it's extracted, you can close Pacifist out. Then you have your i386 folder, and it just says to copy the boot 0 and boot 1H to your desktop, which I've done. And then you can go ahead and close your computer, basically just shut down, and install your two drives, and then restart. And that's where I'm at right now. I have two untitled SanDisk, or not SanDisk, that's my original one, Samsung. This is the first time using Samsung drives. So next step is to, let's take a look here. I'm just following along here. So if this is, I'll leave the link to this instruction manual in the description there, so it'll be easier for you guys to just follow this guide as well. It might be easier than the video, but the video just demonstrates that, well, we'll see what it demonstrates. So the disk utility, I'm going to open that up, and just, I got two hard drives here, so I'm going to select that one, and we're going to RAID it. So he suggests just naming it RAID-0, which I will do. Okay, and not mirrored, but striped. Drag the disks I want to RAID, disk 1 and disk 2. That makes sense. And create the RAID set. Mirrored, striped. Create. It shouldn't take too long. It's going to unmount and remount. Oh, and I can see it's here already. RAID 0 is the name of it, and it's almost 500 gigabytes. So that's great. So let's see. Let's continue along here. Close disk utility. Okay, I can do that. And oh, this is where we have to use Super Duper. So I've downloaded Super Duper, and I'm gonna just, this is our disk cloner. So we're gonna clone it to the new RAID disk. So Super Duper, here we go, to RAID 0. Backup all files. Yep, copy now. Copy. Okay, so I'm just going to pause this because this is going to take a while, I'm sure. Shouldn't take too long because it's only about 45 gigs. Okay, so that's finished recording. Okay, so I've copied with Super Duper my original boot drive over to the new RAID drive, and I actually did the next steps already. So it's actually fairly simple to follow. It just have to make sure that you have your terminal window open and make it long so you can actually do all these things here. And there's a screenshot here of what it looks like, but I basically just copied and pasted all these commands into I just put them beside each other here and went down and did all these commands here into the terminal window. I did do a screenshot afterwards. Yep. So that's the screenshot of mine, and it's exactly the same as the one up here. So did everything the same there. And basically at the end of that just says to shut down your system. I left the source drive on. You don't have to take the source drive off. And restarted. So I booted into a new RAID drive, and everything seemed fine. But after about actually 5 minutes, that's why I sort of did this first. Everything was freezing because I replugged in all my USB peripherals and everything like that. And I think that is the problem. And I think I originally had that problem anyway with my original drive. So I sort of fixed that. I think the solution is, actually I found on Mac, is to use a USB 3 hub instead of the onboard USB, because it's a sort of a power issue. It seems to be not drawing enough power, because when I do boot up, there actually says it's trying to allocate power to my USB 3 drives, and it can't. So that's where I think that's come from. So eventually I'll get just a USB 3 hub. But that's nothing to do with this. That was just a pre-existing condition. If you do find that it is freezing after you do this, you might want to think about getting a hub, just like I'm going to. Okay, so that's basically it. Everything seems pretty good. I just did a couple tests here. Here we go. Yeah, that's my SanDisk, 64 gig. And let's see if I have my new one. Is that the SanDisk? Yeah, I did 2 tests with the SanDisk just to double check. This one's actually the better one, the higher one. Actually, we can just rerun that one. Let's see if I have the Xbench still here somewhere. So this is on the new RAID drive. So let's go open this up. And I just want to do the disk. So turn all that, start. So as a comparison here, we can see that the original was at 152, and now it's at 1,127, 129, and now it's at 709. Even these ones have doubled here. The read speeds have doubled, more than doubled, and the random has gone up by 11. Before it was 11 megabytes a second. It's because a small 64 gig drive that's pretty much full is not running very well. It's very inefficient. This is obviously much better. 407, 183, and 683. So marked improvement. Opening up an application like Photoshop. Let's see here. So just it's loaded basically in less than 5 seconds. We're ready to use Photoshop. So that's kind of nice. Definitely a lot faster, because it did take about 4 or 5 times longer, 20 to 25 seconds for it to load previously. So that's a marked improvement in how fast programs are starting. So I'm very happy with this. This is a great new addition. And of course, I'll be keeping a backup, since the RAID 0 is not could be dangerous if one of the drives fail. So thanks for watching and have a great day.